Oh, it's recording. Okay. All right. Well,
It's recording already.
I think it's recording. It's recording. All right. Well, I was hoping we would be doing this live. Maybe we could do it live as well. I didn't bring out my phone. Maybe we could put one live and one this. We were hoping to get the Zoom
To work.
to record and be live at the same time. Okay, this is our first coffee with Walid and Karen. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everyone.
Feels a little different that it's not live. I feel like we have to do it live, but so we've been wanting to do this and we haven't gotten around to actually doing it. So I thought, why not today? I just did and we may have people pop in and out because we have 2 kids, but I just did a Facebook Live and I thought, why not? But when I mentioned it to Walid, he said, not a good day. Say, hold on one second.
Sorry.
That's okay. 1 second. What do you think?
I need some.
I'm going to make you some when we're done.
What are you doing?
I was just doing something now, but then I'll tell you when we're done. I'll be right down. I don't know if I can pause it. I think I can pause. Okay. We're not really good at this yet. I think that was, are we recording again?
I guess it is recording.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll find out. So anyway, how is your coffee?
My coffee is fabulous.
Good.
That's a good coffee when it's made by your wife. It tastes excellent no matter what.
And how do you drink your coffee?
How do I drink my coffee?
Mm-hmm.
You mean the texture? Black. Black with no sugar and no cream.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to start off with small talk. I drink my coffee with agave and a little bit of oat milk designed for barista. Is that the way you say
She's
it?
high maintenance. That's right.
Barista, not just oat milk. It has to be oat milk made for coffee drinks. It's really, really good. And it's non-dairy.
Yeah, it is very
creamy.
good. It's healthy. Definitely, it's better than the cream thing, for sure.
So we are trying this out and we want to, we have a lot of stuff like everyone, a lot of thoughts like everyone on what's going on in the world. And there's not always a place for you to say it without being, maybe taken the wrong way or whatever it is. And I think I speak for both of us when I say I think we both think that it's important to have a little lightness in the world and have a little bit of it's very tense, and I think sometimes there are tense subjects, but maybe overly so we are hoping to talk about some stuff that may get controversial at times, but I know I firmly believe that that's how you get to the truth in things, and that's how you work things out, by talking and by being honest, not by having stuff shoved down your throat. But there we go with it. But I'm truly open. I know who we are as people. I know who I am. And again, we're going to try and keep a lot of things light. So who knows what we're going to talk about? We may just talk about coffee.
Yeah, that's very true. Everyone has his own, mental thing, and they think about things the way they want. So whatever I feel something is right to me, it could be not right to you, or it could be controversial, as as Karen said. But the discussion and talking about it, might come down to an understanding where, both of us agree on something that, could be as simple as coffee, as Karen said, or politics, or medical stuff, or what's going on now with the COVID-19 thing. But it's a good thing to express it. It's a good thing to talk about it. And, hopefully, by doing this, a message would get through to people that like to chat and talk and listen and, answer back. So,
yeah. And we're real people. And like I said, I know who we are, and I know our hearts, and I know our intentions, and I know the way we've lived our lives. So I don't really question that. So if somebody else questions that, if it's in a respectful way, bring it forward. If we get to the point where we're interacting with others in some sense, again, we're not really sure what is going to come about of all this, but respectful dialogue is great. You disagree and we firmly disagree, as long as there's not the attacking energy. Right off the bat, when you said my name, I feel like I need to really acknowledge the Karen thing.
Yeah, I know. The Karen thing
it comes up at our house a lot.
Big these days. Like you hear it everywhere, and like when you say Karen, they go, "Oops!" Like something has to be like negative, or something has to be wrong, but not necessarily. So
some of us have that name.
The name doesn't describe the person, or like what they feel and who they are. But it's like it's common now. When you hear Karen, you go like, "Oh my God!" I don't know what's coming up.
So we have been laughing about that here for a while because my son's friend brought that to my attention a very long time ago, probably a lot longer ago than the rest of the world knew about it. At least when I would tell people they had never had heard of it. And I laughed, but it's taken on a new life of its own. And it's not always so funny, actually. In fact, when I mentioned it a couple of times, someone said it, we won't get into that whole subject, but it represents two things for me. And I feel like I have to watch what I say because of my name. But one is it does seem like it's an attempt to suppress people from speaking, and that will never happen for me. That just makes someone speak louder. But now it's really come on to take on a very negative connotation, and they just try and throw that term on anyone that's going to say something. Now, and that aspect is wrong. And there was something else.
Well, it has some truth to it. The name Karen has some truth to it. Like they complain about things that you shouldn't complain about. Mm-hmm. No, okay, that's just a joke. Yeah. But it is like some people they highlight your personality based on your name or your looks, or it's totally wrong. You should be like in contact with the person. And
okay, let me push pause again. This is our life. Okay, so again, another interruption. We don't know how long these are going to go. We're going to see how it goes, how often we're going to do it. We think it's, I kind of feel a little bit like Kelly and, coffee in the morning. I always enjoyed those parts of the shows where they would drink their coffee and talk, the Kelly, but for some reason that's the only name that's coming to me. Who it used to be, and who the guy used to be on there. Anyway, I think we all know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Notice I like my
Regis,
coffee. Kelly and Regis. I like to drink my coffee in this nice little, sort of china, and he's just got a regular mug there, but I prefer this. I know they do say use your china, use your fine china. So I try. This is me trying to make use of it every day. But anyway, we do have kids, so we don't know what it's going to look like or what exactly he's going to talk about, and hopefully it will get interesting, the conversations. We have one thing that will be interesting is our new addition to the family. We have a new puppy. He's a Labrador Retriever, and he just turned 12 weeks old yesterday.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
A lot of work,
and sometimes creates a little tension maybe between. We've been doing really
good. There's no tension. It's not about tension. It's about how tired you are, and it's just like having a baby, yet the baby, probably the mom would would do that, but the mom would wake up with feed him or nurse him, and then he goes back to sleep, and they're both in the same cozy bed, and the crib is next to the bed and everything. But with the dog is he has to be downstairs in his crate.
Remind me of when we had our baby.
And
it's like a
then
dream.
I sleep downstairs. Sometimes she does too. You wake up at 3:00 in the morning. That if you slept before and you take him out to do his thing, and then you come back in, you be sure that he's sleeping. He's not chewing on stuff. And then you go to sleep and wake up again at 5. I mean, it's tiring. It's very, very, very tiring.
Because we're doing
but
really good.
And on the other hand, you just look at him, he's just source of joy. It's just brings joy to your life. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to have, especially for kids. Teach him little responsibilities by tending to him, taking him out, like, on walks, like, it's very, very important to, I don't know what each one situation, if like they can get a dog, afford a dog or a pet. But if you can, I think it's a great, great addition to the family, especially if you have kids. Teaches them a lot of like, attention and focus and yeah, responsibilities, as I said. So, pros and cons.
Basically, we don't know what we're doing with anything. He's got a lot of good things to say, though, but we're learning as we go.
I know.
We're just getting around to getting a dog, so that's what we did discover.
Yeah.
Our poor son has been asking for years and years and years. And now, like, I could see everything he said. It's been amazing. So, we probably could have done it sooner. Well, I don't think we could have handled it sooner, actually.
It's very, very tough. It's not as easy as, like, you would think that, just, hey, go get a pet, no problem at all. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of work. And, probably you can see the exhaustion on my face as I'm talking, but I'm hiding it very well.
Mm-hmm. Not so well. But anyway, we hope to bring some lightness, but we also hope to talk about some real stuff, because there's some real stuff going on in the world. And I think a lot of people are feeling it. A lot of people are feeling the stress, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and there's so much. I mean, we all know, we're all living it. Moms, women, and, men, I think, maybe even feeling it differently from each other. Big kind of concern for me right now is the school situation, not knowing what we're going to be doing in the fall. I feel like it's been really hard on, men too, in different ways probably. So, there's so many different things. We can talk on all different things, the business aspects and stuff like that. But I don't even know how long this has been yet. And we don't want to bore everyone in the first one, but we're going to make it really interesting and fun and relatable, and kind of creating our own little sense of communication, because I don't really trust the news media, the mainstream news, to be honest. So why don't we all just talk about it on our own and share on our own and share your ideas here. Every day there's something new. Every day there's some other issue coming up that I know we tend to have our strong feelings about, but we're not really sharing them at the moment. But what are your strong feelings? But one thing I do know for sure is I feel very strongly, well, I'm big on freedom. So it sounds so freedom, but it's a word that came to me because it's important. But I do feel like, I said that because I'm thinking that it is important to be able to express yourself. And I get worried because there's so much anger and making fun of, and that Karen thing is a perfect example. But like the kindest, most loving people I see, even social media is terrible, but you see them putting clips on, and I have a very split feed on my feed because I have a lot of both sides of the issue, and it's kind of interesting to see how sometimes they're saying the same thing about the other side. But I don't want to hold back on going there with true feelings about things, but let's go with and see how things get started. Do you have anything else you want to say before? Think this is a good first one?
I think it's very, very good start. And yeah, as you said, we don't want to bore people with with first appearance and talk about serious issues. We just want to get to know, for the people to get to know personalities, our who we are, and then based on that, when they know us little better, then they know where we're coming from when we express
Then we'll say
or talk about stuff like politics and other stuff,
maybe even marriage, kids,
everything.
dogs.
I mean, everything you can, it's a big spectrum of conversation, and asking and answering and everything else. Like, it's every existence, everything in life, like, we can talk about for hours. But again, like, just a good start for now. And we hope to, like, get to, yeah, do it more often and see how it goes. Take it from there.
And separately from this, I didn't really mention this to you before, but like I was thinking of doing a group. If anyone's interested in doing a group for women. I'm into this coffee thing where we have coffee. It'll be like a coffee hour or something where maybe you join a group or like a class type thing, but it won't be a class where there's really a teaching happening, but we're really just supporting each other. And the idea is joy and support of each other. So what are things that are working? What brings you happiness? What brings you really joy? Because I feel strongly that there's a loss in humanity, and I think little things can center us and bring us back, and it's so important. So we could have little classes like an hour long where we just drink our coffee together, because I know we're all busy, and we spend that time devoting to what brings joy, and we support each other and we nurture each other, and things, I don't even want to say hold each other accountable to doing things that make us happy, but it's also kind of embracing the feminine. And I think we need that more than ever right now. It's kind of good to focus on that stuff. So I think it could be really exciting. We'll see how that goes. So I don't know how, let's see, we're not really sure what we're going to do with this video, but send me, I don't know, I have messages in my Facebook Messenger that I do not know how to get to. Somebody sent me one that wasn't a Facebook friend, and for some reason I got that because she's a friend of mine, but she wasn't a Facebook friend at the time. And I saw all these other messages and I was never able to get back to them. So I don't know. Facebook message me or comment on this if you're interested in that too, or have any ideas for what you want to see here, if you're still listening. It's been a while. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, anything else to say? We'll see you all later. It got a little bit long.
Definitely, yes. Until next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.